Well, it asks a simple but fascinating question. Can a tourist experience be more than just seeing a place or appreciating some art? Is it possible that tourism, when approached the right way, could actually benefit your emotional and even physical health? Let's pause on that for a second. I mean, how often have you gone traveling and just, powered through a city like you're collecting Pokemon cards, statue check, cathedral check, beach check, without really thinking about what's happening inside yourself? Hugo Bande argues that there's a deeper layer to all this. He says that with a bit of guidance, specifically with techniques that help you pay conscious attention to your feelings and state, a travel experience can shift your heart's activity, leading to what's called cardiac coherence. Now, if you're hearing cardiac coherence for the first time, you're not alone. In short, it means that your heartbeat, your breathing, and your emotions all line up in a harmonious rhythm. Why does this matter according to the paper? And again, this isn't Richard making any medical claims. A harmonious heart state or cardiac coherence can help the immune, nervous, and endocrine systems do their jobs better. That's supposed to lower stress, support better creativity, boost intuition, and help you make healthier decisions. Really, the big idea here is that your travel experience, if guided consciously, could actually have ripple effects on your mood and even your long-term well-being. It's a bold claim, but it's an interesting one. So, how did Bande actually study this? The methods here are pretty grounded. The study used a group of 20 volunteers, ranging in age from children to adults. So, a kind of mini tour group. Each person experienced a guided tour in two different ways. In the first version, the guide just did the usual routine, facts, dates, classic tour stuff. In the second version, the guide added techniques like deep breathing, positive visualization, even encouraging people to imagine a pleasant emotion or memory while standing in front of each landmark. During both tours, they wore a device developed by the Institute of HeartMath, a kind of biofeedback gadget that measures heart rate variability, breathing, and indicators of stress. What did they find? Well, the results were striking if you take them at face value. When tourists received the extra guidance, breathing, visualization, positive emotions, they spent far more time in this zone of coherence, meaning their heart rhythms became smoother, more balanced. In plain terms, the guided tour with conscious attention left people more relaxed, more emotionally balanced, and apparently less stressed. In fact, in the traditional tour, people spent almost half the time in the red zone, a metric for stress or lack of coherence, but with the mindful techniques that dropped by almost 20%, and time in the green zone, the good state, jumped up significantly. Now, of course, not everyone responded the same way. About a quarter of the group actually felt more stressed during the mindful approach. Why? Well, Hugo points to things like inexperience with relaxation, habits, maybe even a bad day that throws off your results. I mean, we're all human, right? It reminds me, actually, this isn't really related, but one time I tried meditating on a flight and just got more anxious thinking about turbulence and, well, I never finished the meditation. Guess it just goes to show there's no one size fits all. So what does this mean for you, the listener? I think the core takeaway, as Bande would have it, is that your experience of travel is about more than location. It's about how you experience, and about allowing yourself some intentional, conscious engagement with your surroundings. Not just snapping photos, but noticing your own emotions, maybe even using a moment at a monument or a landscape as a reset button. Could a tourist trip really help you reduce stress or improve emotional balance? Maybe. This is what the research is exploring. But academic work always comes with a big asterisk. This isn't absolute truth, just an insight, a direction for further thought. So, whether you're planning your next vacation or just heading out for a walk in the park, you might ask yourself, not just what you're seeing, but how you're feeling, and if you can nudge that experience toward a little more balance or, presence. Even if you don't use a fancy biofeedback gadget, maybe experiment and see what happens. Alright, that's it for this episode of In Depth with Academia. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember, we're just presenting ideas, sharing academic perspectives, not setting rules or giving prescriptions. Hope you found some food for thought today, whether you're a seasoned traveller or an armchair tourist. Until next time, keep your mind open, your curiosity alive, and never stop questioning what research can bring to your world. Safe travel.